All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio, right here on iHeart, and today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689, and today we're hanging out with Matty Hyatt. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. So, for some reason, my board has got a different screen, but it says it's recording, so I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. All right. So, we met over at the YPN event.
Yeah, Crawdads on the River, I
Yeah.
think it was.
What'd you think? What'd you think of that venue?
I thought it was all right.
That was the first time I'd been to the new setup.
Yeah, I had never been there before.
It was beautiful.
But yeah, nice views of the river there, I thought.
Did you try the food?
It was all right. Burger's a little dry.
Was it? I didn't try the food. The bartender was like really, really nice. I was like, I don't drink alcohol. Can I get something to drink? They're like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know, lemonade. They're like, here's a lemonade. I'm like, what do I get? Nothing. I'm like, free lemonade. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I gave him a hard time. I ordered a gin martini, wet, shaken with twists, and he had to think for a second because when you order it wet, that actually means you're getting a little dry vermouth, and sometimes they get mixed up because wet, dry vermouth.
I have no idea. I don't drink alcohol. The only alcohol that I know of is shaken, not stirred. James Bond.
If you have to order something, just go with something you know. You just give me something shaken, not stirred.
I don't drink alcohol. I have no idea. Over the weekend. I bought my wife this beautiful wine cabinet. It holds 24 bottles of wine. It's made of like solid walnut. It's got marble top. It's beautiful, beautiful wine cabinet. And I'm gonna start buying her wine. She loves wine. We go to the wineries and so forth. I'm gonna start buying wine to fill this thing up. But because I don't drink alcohol, I'm gonna fill my section up with Martinelli's.
There you go.
I don't drink alcohol.
There you go.
I have no interest in it.
Well, we'll hang out. I'll make you a good mocktail. There you go.
So what's funny is like around the house, I'll walk around with like my I don't know what they call them, but it's like a Scotch glass. Just walking around the house drinking. I like crystal glasses. I don't like plastic. I don't like the feel of plastic.
So you just like the pretentiousness of drinking. You just don't like drinking.
Yeah, but what's funny is I'll walk around the property. I'll go take the dog for a walk, and I have my drink in my Scotch glass, right? And it's this high, this much off at the bottom. All it is iced tea.
Right. The neighbors are like, look at this drunk. Look at this guy.
I'm walking around.
Third one.
Walking around in a bathrobe, walking around like I'm Hugh Hefner, and it's just iced tea. All right, so we're going to be talking about lobbying today. That's what you do, yes?
Yes, unfortunately, that is what I do.
So tell me, what is lobbying? What is this?
Well, lobbying, it gets a bad rap. A lot of people think of stuff like, I forget the name of the dude, that the movie Casino Jack. You ever see that one?
I didn't, but okay.
It's Jack Abramoff is who it is, and he got caught, with, double dealing and bribing people and stuff like that. So a lot of people, that's what comes to mind, but that's not really what the bulk of it is. Most of us are very ethical people. Mostly what lobbying is educating. We educate politicians, public officials on issues that they don't have time to, their staff doesn't have time to go over. And so for the past 10 or 15 years, the bulk of what I've done is going direct lobbying. I go to the Capitol, I share information, I share studies, and I meet with officials, and I try to, plead the cause for the people that I'm working for.
Now, I find it really interesting, actually, in the sense that, not only do they not have the time to look into the different thises or that's, you also want to know what the people are thinking, right? You want to know what the
part of it.
Yeah, you want to know how the public are reacting or what they need. I saw this picture of a Hillary Clinton walking into. You can cough. You're good. I saw this picture of Hillary Clinton walking into a home in Harlem when she was on the campaign trail 2015, 2016. And the look of shock, like, oh my God, this is how people live.
Right.
And, we tend to forget how the other side lives. Even us, we do it. We do it. Unless you've been there, unless you've, dealt with trauma and you've dealt with homelessness and all these things that other people deal with, you have no idea. I live up in El Dorado Hills, and you get jaded because all I see is, Mercedes Benzes, G-Wagons, Ferraris, Bentleys. You see all that stuff. I drive a nicer car. It's not super expensive, but it's a nice car. And then you come down the hill and you see how the other side lives, and we tend to forget that people really need our help.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, and that's what makes everything difficult. I've mostly worked in the nonprofit sector, and I've worked, in everything from for child abuse victims to civil rights, human rights. I've worked on criminal justice reform, housing and homeless issues. I've even had educated myself along the way. I've had to adjust my viewpoint as I've kind of learn different facts, and sometimes, you got your mind made up. You think something's a certain way, but then, a certain study comes out or some new information, a news event, and then you have to, recalibrate. You have to readjust,
But that happens naturally anyway. As a business owner, I've been doing this almost 30 years, and there's times where I think I've got it figured out, and then I'll come to work and I'll go, oh my God, I know nothing. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm completely lost. And that's where, again, we have to do that stuff.
Well, I mean, I always follow, I think Plato wrote, accredited Socrates, the wise man knows that he knows nothing. And that's how I try to approach every issue. And unfortunately, along the way, I did find that some people would cling more to their ideology than they would to facts or to statistics. And sometimes that jaded me a little bit. So like in court, you usually, if you come across evidence or information, that could damage your case, you actually have to give that up to the court. It's all about seeking the truth. But you don't necessarily have that obligation when you're in the public arena. You can say whatever you want. I mean, you can be told to keep it on point, but if you want to bring up some wild, crazy conspiracy theory study and cite it, you can. It's up to the politicians whether they want to buy it or not.
I have the best response for the people that say that the moon landing was fake. I have the best response. Every time somebody says, the moon landing was fake, it never happened, I always go, you're one of those idiots that believes in the moon?
Wait a minute, Quinn, I thought the moon was made of cheese.
It is made of cheese. That's the point.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
And the earth is flat, and we're just on a big spinning turtle. That's all it is.
And someday the cheese is gonna come raining down on the thing, right? So.
We used to do these satire videos called William Chesterfield's Flat Earth on YouTube. William Chesterfield the Fourth here. There's reasons why the Earth is flat, and we would just come up with this just insane stuff. I mean, the Earth doesn't move, the cloud, or the cloud doesn't move, the Earth moves. Right. It's just, just insane stuff. Yeah. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We got a lot of views on YouTube for that, but I should probably go back and redo those. Those were fun.
Yeah, that sounds.
So why are you so passionate about lobbying?
I don't know. It's probably just.
I don't know.
It's in my blood, I guess. I was raised as a proselyte, I guess you could say, going door to door. I was one of those people. And, my parents kind of made me that way. And I grew up from age 5 or 6 public speaking. And so I started, I actually kind of got out of all that. I got into music. I was into show business. And then I just decided I wanted to go to college. I wanted to do something different with my life. And there's a lot going on. I think it was around 2011, 2012 in the country. And so I was just looking for internship, volunteership stuff. And there was this attorney in Southern California who was doing some human rights, civil rights work up in Sacramento, and she needed some boots on the ground, as she said. So I went ahead and volunteered, and it was kind of funny because after our first meeting, she was kind of teaching me the ropes, and we were coming out of our first office, and she goes, "You're a natural." And I'm like, "A natural what?" She goes, she goes, "A lobbyist."
A natural what?
And I was just like, what?
Oh my God.
I was like a lobbyist, like, yo, like that Jack Abramoff guy, the guy that went to prison. Oh no, I don't want to be like that.
Oh my God. That's funny.
So eventually though, I started making more contacts, and my biggest mentor was from Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Dan Felizzato, I have to say, he's kind of took me under his wing, taught me almost everything I know. And but yeah, I've worked on a lot of different projects. Like I said, everything from criminal justice reform to child abuse rights. Worked on a pretty interesting case some years ago. It's a little controversial, but it was
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, well, no. Actually, it had more to do with child abuse reporting laws. So yeah, I know. Okay, fine, I did, but I would never admit it, right? Not on the air. Edit that part out.
God, that's so funny.
No, but yeah, I've it's just it's a mixed bag of stuff, and I like what I'm doing now. I'm focusing more on on small business, real estate, and more on the PR and communication side of things. Like I'm even finding like, wow, I didn't realize I could help people with certain things. Like I've gone to some events, I've met someone from a charter school, and they're just trying to get their enrollment numbers up. So I met with them, and they were asking me how I could help.
Interesting.
They needed a little help with interfacing with the local government as well. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can put a little package together. We could do outreach, PR,
Yes,
we can do advertising, and I can also help you with, anything you need to do. I can be a liaison to the local government, to the school board. And so, it's just kind of interesting, and I'm enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying finding different avenues that I didn't realize I could work on in local government as well. So,
dude, that's really cool, man. I'm seeing all these different opportunities, and I'm like, good God, I can give you a lot of work to do with this magazine. Okay, so
geez, I'm getting rewarded. More work.
Yes, absolutely. Talk to me about law school. So how'd that come to be?
Oh God. Well, everybody that I was working with in these fields was encouraging me to go to law school. I was a natural lobbyist, but everyone was always telling me I could be a great lawyer too. And so, the professions kind of go hand in hand. You're in lobbying, you're just helping craft public policy, whereas as a lawyer, you're arguing it. So it's kind of a revolving door.
Okay.
And so everybody was encouraging me to go to like UC Davis and go to, McGeorge. And I actually settled on Lincoln Law School here in town.
I've heard they were actually really good.
They are. They're actually probably
You're like
the
the
best
second
school
or third
in town.
Second or third person I've talked to that has gone there in probably the last month.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they're a state bar approved school. I think they're still working on ABA approval, but because of that,
Lincoln Law is where Ann Fung went.
Yes. Also, I think Schubert went there. Anne-Marie Schubert. We've had a lot of alumni. Our former sheriff, was it Scott Jones? I think he's an alumni. Yeah. It's we've had a lot of local
That's
talent
awesome,
from Lincoln.
Dude. That is awesome.
I'm actually very proud of my school. So
that is really cool. Okay, so you haven't done the bar yet.
No,
do you intend on doing the bar?
I do intend on taking the bar. The reason I didn't was because my dad got really sick right after I graduated, and actually my dog got really sick and was dying, and just life just got in the way. And then my wife and I moved, and so I just had to put it off and try to help her finish school. And so
that's what life is, though. My wife, she's working on a PhD, and it's on hold right now, just because it takes it. We're already $150,000 in debt for the master's degree and all the stuff that led up to it. Now you got to do the PhD. It's just, it just is what it is. It's just life, dude.
Yeah. So I just decided to get back into lobbying because I actually got tired of politics. I wanted to get out of it. But like I said, I'm enjoying what I'm doing now.
Yeah, but who doesn't want? I mean, it's a zoo out there, man. I've written 4 political books. We've unpublished all of them.
Really?
Yeah, just because of the political landscape. I just don't want, I can republish at any time.
Right.
But right now I don't want to have anything out there like that.
Things are very volatile, and I don't want to get super political.
Yeah.
But I actually consider myself independent, nonpartisan. I've been on all sides of the spectrum.
I call myself a Republicrat.
There you go. Yeah. I I tend to look at things more on an ad hoc basis. What I look at is, what is the issue? Why is this needed? Who does it help? Who does it hurt? How much of a dent in the middle class taxpayers pocket is it going to make? That's how I approach things.
The way I approach it is, you respect the leader. Maybe that's the military in me, because I grew up in a military home. You respect the leader. So I don't care who's in office. Our president is our president.
Right.
They're the leader. You respect the leader. Now, when the new guy goes in, I really hope he's better than the last guy, but you respect the leader, right? You get my drift.
Yeah, the thing is, this is kind of my personal philosophy, is everybody is endowed with a certain level of respect. It's theirs to lose. And our leaders are the same way. There are politicians that I hold in high esteem. I won't mention any names. And I'm actually thinking of local people. And there's some that I think are, they would say anything they could to stay in office.
I think Gavin Newsom is probably one of the most brilliant people I've ever seen in my entire life. I think that he's a Batman villain, and I would love to interview him someday.
Well, maybe you could go on his podcast. I hear he's got his own show, and he's promoting local political voices. So
you get my drift, though. I mean, so I'm not sitting here going, "Oh, one is better than the other."
Yeah.
You want to sit down and you want to listen to all of them.
Well,
because they're going to teach you something.
And that's what I found, is I found that when I approached the world from a particular ideology or a particular worldview, it was harder to make friends. I found that when I would lay that aside and meet people where they are, meet people on the ground, and find out their stories, find out what they're about, where did they come from, and stop judging people based on whatever ideology you come from, whether it's right, whether it's left, whether it's somewhere in the middle, up, down, I don't care. What I want to know is, I want to know your story. I want to know who you are. I want to know what made you who you are, why you believe what you believe.
That's so cool.
If we disagree, we can disagree. But what I like is dialogue. Democracy is all about disagreement. That's the biggest lie in any ideology, is trying to get everyone to agree. Our founding fathers and the ancient Greeks knew that democracy was all about disagreement. It's about finding that middle ground. It's about finding that compromise. And if you don't listen to people you disagree with, and you don't try to understand each other, then you're just going to have more polarization. So I see the key is more conversation and more people who disagree with each other actually having a dialogue. That's what I see.
Very, very interesting, dude. Super, super cool. Now, you mentioned that lobbying is like marketing. Explain this.
Well, yeah, it is. It is and it isn't. I mean, lobbying is a mixed bag. Like I said, it's education. We're educating people. But in a sense, it's like sales. It's like advertising, because you're going literally door to door. You're calling for meetings. You're calling staffers, and you're trying to convince them to vote a certain way, or you're trying to at least give them the information they need to vote a certain way. In either case, and so sometimes, though, let's say you have a client that's running a bill, and they need a certain vote, and a committee member is maybe signaling that they're not going to vote for it. Or it could be another situation where you're trying to stop a bill too. Well, sometimes in order to get something moved, you contact people in their district. So that would include PR campaigns, marketing campaigns. In the old days, it was more like TV and radio, but that's become so expensive, and social media has kind of democratized marketing, for everyone. So now the bigger players use it too. You can, $5,000 on a TV ad with social media. You could reach, 10,000 more people than you could with TV.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah, my numbers are off, but you get what I'm saying.
No, seriously though, $5,000 with social media, you could probably reach 20 million people.
Right, versus like a local area. So and then you can target specific demographics by their politics, by their interest, and you get these people to go to landing pages, to fill out forms. You get them to make phone calls. And that's the marketing side. You're selling an idea to the public to pressure the politician. You're selling an idea to the politician. I mean, it's all.
I love it.
It's all sales. It's all marketing.
I love it. Well, I want to bring you on as an advocate to help promote the magazine to our community. I really think
I would be honored.
Yeah, you could really have a good voice for that, and we'll talk about that off mic. But Matty Hyatt, what type of clients are you looking for right now?
Paying clients.
Aren't we all? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Like, let's be honest here. Like, come on, people. For you listening right now, yes, that's all it is. Okay.
I will say that I'm a pretty straight shooter. I think you can see I'm a little bit of a
love
clown.
it. No, I love it.
This is what you're gonna get if you have a consultation with me. I'm gonna tell you the facts. I'm gonna tell you things you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you things you don't want to hear. That's what a good consultant does.
That's what that's always been my philosophy. I'm not gonna kiss your ass.
So, but I'm looking for people who want to work with people like me who want to do the things I want to do. I want to work with people who, whatever that specific need is, I want to be able to fill it. If someone's like the school I'm working with trying to boost their enrollment numbers, I'll find strategies. That's what we are. I'm a strategist. I'll find ways to do that. If someone needs a realtor, a developer is having some kind of red tape, and it's something that can't be handled in court. It's something that's got to go through like a zoning redistricting, something like that. That's something I can help with. I can interface with city officials. I can write press. I can write copy. I can write letters. I can go to city council meetings. I've been working with another group called Save Our Shelters with the Front Street Shelter in Sacramento.
Yes. How are they doing?
So, the Front Street Shelter.
They heard they got in trouble.
They're having a lot of issues. I've been
That's
looking
where
into
I got my
it.
dog.
Yeah.
I loved them, and then they got in trouble.
They, from what I understand, they hired a manager that's has a lot of controversy behind her. I don't want to get too.
We're
political,
not going to get too involved because it's no one's business. But are they going to sort out what they're trying to sort out?
I will say this: Ms. Julie Verga and some others that I've met through their movement have been working very hard, tirelessly to fix the problems at the shelter. And a lot of the former volunteers and the Friends of Front Street, they've all been advocating.
Good.
Good. Like I said, they brought me in to help a little bit.
That's where I got my pup.
So,
and we loved the shelter, but they knew nothing about my dog.
Yeah, they're kind of chaotic right now, disorganized. There's a lot of problems with the reporting numbers, the euthanasia numbers. There's a lot of rumors that they're turning a lot of animals away, which is not
a good thing.
And that kind of ties into a bill that they had.
There's other shelters. There's other
yeah.
shelters. There's Frank, who works with us, has a shelter, but then there's also SPCA and some of the others out there. So I mean,
but there's a lot of accountability. There was a recent audit, and there was some dissent with some of the things in the audit. I was able to speak on some of those issues as well at that city council meeting. And I think we're moving in the right direction.
Okay.
And so what I would recommend is anybody that's concerned about it to you can give me a call and I'll put you in touch with Miss Verga at Save Our Shelters, and she's the one really spearheading that movement.
Okay.
So.
Matty Hyatt, Capital Access, 916-245-1183. 916-245-1183. Hey, thanks again, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely,
It's been a pleasure.
dude. Super, super cool. And we will see you guys next time.